have the current stock market analysis for CrowdStrike Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker CRWD. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So for this time frame, we're going to be looking at the hourly chart. This is a stock that I have not covered very much on this platform, but if you go back to the prior videos that have shown trading strategies for this stock, what we really will see here is very high level, picking of tops and bottoms here because, I originally sold this position on July 2nd. There were videos about this. I haven't covered this stock very much, but I should probably cover it a bit more because the trend wave accuracy here has been extremely accurate. I guess I should say because we did get rid of this stock, sell this position during the July 2nd trading period, and this would have been right around when the stock was trading around 386.20. The reason for that was more fundamental in nature than technical in nature. What we were really seeing there was just an extremely high forward valuation that was just sort of going off the rails a bit. It was almost like a Palantir type of situation, and I decided to take profits on that trade during the July 2nd trading session. And as we can see here, the ultimate price high came a week later at 387.17. So this wasn't really based on any sort of chart analysis or anything like that. This was just a simple forward valuation decision. And then as we can see here, share prices just completely collapsed after that happened. We were already starting to see some negative price movement to the downside, but then there was that news about the severe outages that were happening with airlines and things like that. This was a Microsoft Windows issue. There were some significant problems that caused issues for many different industries, and the share price itself really did take a major nosedive. And then as that happened, I decided to get into the position again during this would have been right around July 30th. And then as we can see here, this really was extremely close to the price low here. So share prices have now continued to move higher. I haven't exited the position just yet. I'm going to do that here relatively soon, though, because I think that we're starting to run into some potential resistance zones here. There is a bit of a price gap here that has been seen previously. This is still resulting from that Microsoft outage. But it really remains to be seen, how much of this price action can really be relied upon as far as, really being able to fill that price gap because, this was a situation that occurred quite a while ago. And the likelihood that all of these orders are still in place seems a bit improbable at the moment. That doesn't necessarily mean that we can't see continued movements higher here, because we did see a major price decline here. I mean, the stock lost almost half of its value. Unfortunately, I managed to get out right near these highs on July 2nd, and then get right back in again after those negative news headlines started to develop. So, in my view, this was really just a situation that was bad. It was definitely a black eye for the company, but it just seemed to be something that was unlikely to happen again. Not a very common occurrence. Everybody was dumping the stock very quickly, and the price movement to the downside then just seemed incredibly excessive. So, I did manage to get out at the top here, and then managed to get right back in again at the bottom. So, this is a better than average trade. I mean, I shouldn't try to sound like I always do something like this. I mean, this was definitely a grand slam type of trade here. So, we are starting to see sharp prices move back into some resistance zones. There is this significant price gap here that can be seen from roughly, this would be right around 316.50 to roughly 337.20 or so. So, you're looking at roughly $20 in sharp price gap movement that could still, elevate prices further. But we're also starting to run into this 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, and I may just take gains into that price level because we might not actually see this price gap filled. It's possible that many of those orders are no longer in place. So, to the downside, what I would be looking at here as far as potential support zones come in at roughly 273.84. I can write that down on the chart here. To the downside, and then to the top side, I would probably be looking at this roughly 335.80 area roughly as a potential area of resistance. To sort of define a trading range here. We are at a bit of an inflection point, but I would probably recommend getting out of this stock at the moment because we've just seen so much two-way price action here that I think that a lot of this is unsustainable. I think that a lot of this is being based on sort of one-time events that may not happen again. So I think sort of the easy money has been made in this trade at the moment. So personally, I'm probably just going to take profits here relatively soon and then just step aside for this stock because we could continue to see share price movements in the upward direction here. But this also has been a lot of price movement here to the top side, and this is at least for me personally, this is a very significant gain in the positive direction. So. Overall, I would be looking at a break of support at 273.84 here. As the main sort of warning signal that we could be reaching a top for this stock for anybody that is currently long the position. You might even want to bring your stop loss level to roughly this area. If you are sitting on a profit at the moment, if you were able to get in on this trade after those severe declines, at the very least, I would suggest probably moving your stop loss level up to this area. So right around 272.50 or so. Maybe just below there, and then possibly looking to take profits into this 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. There have been some very significant moves here, and even today we're seeing some positive movements higher. We did break resistance at roughly just above 300, right around 302, 301.50. So this is a significant price movement here, and we could see a bit more follow through. There is scope to continue moving higher, but we're going to start to run back into that issue, which is why I originally got out of the trade in the first place, 386, and that was just due to the forward valuation issue. There's nothing wrong with the company. I'm still a fan of the company. I think it's a well-positioned company for the future, but I think that really what we should be looking for are cheap stocks rather than a stock that we might think is cool or trendy or something like that. So at the moment, I do think that this is starting to become expensive again. So I would recommend starting to consider taking profits for anybody that did buy into this prior dip. I did release a video saying that I was buying, right around I can't remember exactly what it was, but 220s, I believe, somewhere around 225 maybe. But now we're looking at gains that are back above, well back above that $300 mark. And, this near-term price high comes in at close to 315. So I would recommend taking profits here, at the very least, raising the stop loss level to right around 272 if you are currently long with a position here. So here's the current stock market update for CrowdStrike Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker CRWD. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.